Another question on, I don't think I heard you testify on it, is SB 215, Act concerning the establishment of new state parks.
I'll start by saying we agree with the spirit of the proposed bill. Increasing transparency and public participation is a good thing. Our concerns come, they're kind of threefold. The timing of a hearing, particularly during sensitive negotiations over the purchase of a property, might be problematic. Am I talking about the right bill? I'm sorry.
215.
Yeah, new state parks. Thanks. Right, sorry. The timing of if we were required to have a hearing at a stage when the property was under negotiation with the party selling it might be problematic. Hearings without having full information of what is involved or the different parameters of the sale. And another sort of question we had that many of our parks, Sleeping Giant is probably a good example, are the agglomeration of, I think, hundreds, if not almost 1,000 parcels at Sleeping Giant. I'm looking to Tom Tyler, our state parks director, who's nodding. Which I think is a good thing. We continually try to add pieces to existing parks. Not sure if that would trigger the requirements in this proposed bill.
All right. It concerned me, and Tom's very up on the subject that I'm talking about, as long as other people in the room are too, is the closing of state parks and what we're doing with the closings of pieces of property that used to be state parks and just leaving them there, and whose liability is it, and where does all that lie? I mean, we have a state park on the same lake that I'm talking about. It's about 300 acres with water frontage. And we are working on signage to get up there for no trespassing until past sunset. But who's responsible for that piece of property if something is to happen, since it's a closed park? All the buildings were torn down on the plip, and I see looking at new state parks.
It's a good question. When there are, and can you just remind me which park this is?
Taylor Brook State Park.
Taylor Brook, thank you. There are parks that we do move from a more active to a more passive recreation role. That's part of things that we explore throughout the park system, and we do again with our NCON force, our parks maintainers, our parks crew, keep on checking and making sure that parks are being, as they move potentially to a passive use, that we don't see vandalism, we don't see other sorts of problems. So we do recognize that even when a park is moving in that direction, it still requires some time and attention.